Hi, my name's Amelia and I'm here to talk to you today about graphene. Have you ever watched a kid playing with a cool new toy and thought to yourself, man, if they had that sort of stuff when I was that age, just imagine what they would have now? Well, I've heard that statement many times growing up, and I'm sure you have too. Now it is the question that my parents have the answer to and I will be asking myself. When my kids are playing with toys made of graphene, I know I will be saying, what will they think of next? And I can't answer that, or necessarily say that they will have toys made of graphene. But I can tell you what graphene is and how it has the potential to shape this materialistic world. It is the miracle material of the future, kind of like when steel revolutionized the 19th century. Except graphene is a much cooler and fascinating material, unlike steel in its worn-out uses. Graphene can be used for many purposes, like transferring different types of energies, a disinfectant, and to replace materials such as plastic. So what exactly is it and what will it change mostly? Graphene is a material that comes from graphite, and it will change most everything from our cell phones to the way we kill bacteria and fight infections. Ever wonder what scientists do all day? Well, I can tell you about two Russian scientists that spent their days developing the next big thing, graphene. Graphene is a material that comes from graphite, which is just pencil lead. It has a range of properties all in one material, some of those including, but not limited to, it being durable, flexible, and very conductive with all kinds of energies such as thermal and electrical. It is harder than diamonds, but can be bent like a Twizzler. When energy passes through a sample of graphene, it is much like particles of light traveling at light speed. With these types of properties, graphene can be used for many different applications, which will be discussed later in more detail. The use of graphene will spread much like steel did when it became big and widely accepted. Graphene is a single-layer sheet of carbon atoms. It is very small, 0.33 nanometers thick. That's smaller than a single strand of hair. It is one of the smallest materials that man can make, but is stronger than steel. There is no ripping it apart or tearing it. It would take more than an elephant, balanced on a pencil, to break through the thickness the size of saran wrap. With the strength and conductivity of graphene, it may not only take the place of plastic, but also revolutionize our technology into the technology of the future by replacing silicones, plastics, and circuits. It can be used for transparent screens in phones, flexible phones, and many other things that people use daily. You may ask when it will be used, and its experts have predicted that it should be out in about a decade from now. This amazing new material, also nicknamed the miracle material, is very unique and has the potential to change hundreds of different fields, from electrical to medical fields. Graphene has many applications in different areas such as electronics, energy, medicine, mechanics, and further experiments including the use of graphene. As far as electronics go, it can replace the very material that we make our cell phones and TVs out of. Pretty much anything made with circuits, silicone, or plastic can be transformed into a transparent, flexible item for our everyday use. And these products will be made with batteries, and these products will have batteries made of graphene as well. I know my cell phone battery doesn't last long, and I bet yours doesn't either, especially if you have a smartphone. With batteries made of graphene, you don't have to plug your phone in for months. The holding capacity of graphene is outstanding and could run a laptop for days, a cell phone for months, and a remote for years. Pretty amazing, I think so. With the conductivity of graphene, things like solar panels and other transistors can be replaced and upgraded to be quicker and have higher holding capacities. These sort of things will be called ultracapacitors since they hold pretty much double the energy of the capacitors we have now. Moving on to the field of medicine. Graphene will be able to help fight cancer, fight bacteria, and infections. And it also allows us to view DNA one nucleide at a time. There are researchers out there that have created a type of tumor blaster, which is created by combining two different drugs with graphene. This creates a cytotoxicity, which is the power to kill the cancerous cells. This option has been proven to treat breast cancer better than the current treatment for colon cancer. Graphene is also very useful in viewing DNA and its structures. This can be used to learn more about DNA, how it works, and whether or not we can manipulate it further than what we already have. First, just run the DNA through the nanometer-sized holes in graphene, add voltage, and bam! You can see each nucleide one base at a time. A, T, C, and G. Not only is it good for cancer and DNA uses, it is also very useful for fighting bacteria, such as the E. coli bacteria. Graphene has the ability to kill any bacteria that touches it, and researchers have tested this against the E. coli bacteria, and it was killed as soon as it hit the graphene. Anyone concerned with drinking dirty, contaminated water? Well, I found this on the Numeric website, and graphene has a solution for that, with the use of a graphene drinking straw. It works simply by layering a porous material with graphene and drinking from the porous material. Impurities cannot pass through the graphene, therefore making any water on the porous material safe for you to drink. This can be helpful in third world countries, for hikers, and or anyone that needs a quick sip of clean water when there is none around. The way I like to look at the future of graphene is kind of like watching the Jetsons, a futuristic way of living that may not be exactly how the Jetsons depicted it, but pretty close to it. Our cars may not fly, but simply travel on very clear, thin roads of graphene. And I do say travel because vehicles that are traveling on graphene are probably conducted with electrical energies, much how graphene works. The clothes we wear may not be made of cotton, but simply a bodysuit of graphene that holds the capacity of every outfit imaginable. The technology we use may become bracelets we fold onto our arms when not in use, and unfold when we are ready to Google something. However your view on it may be, graphene is the miracle material of the future that has little beginnings and huge endings, and will be the revolution of our time.